Thailand's tourism slump in 2025. Between January and mid-September 2025, Thailand recorded a 7.1% drop in foreign arrivals compared with the same period a year earlier. Despite welcoming just over 23 million international visitors, official projections for the entire year have been revised downward, and neighboring Vietnam has overtaken Thailand as the leading regional destination for Chinese travelers. Official numbers. The Ministry of Tourism and Sports reported that from January 1 to September 14, foreign arrivals totaled about 23 million, representing a 7.08% decline year-on-year. Malaysia remained the largest source market with 3.28 million visitors. China followed closely with 3.23 million visitors, reflecting China's continuing influence on Southeast Asian travel patterns. Forecasts cut. In August 2025, the National Economic and Social Development Council lowered its full-year forecast from 37 million foreign tourists to 33 million. For comparison, Thailand reached an all-time high of nearly 40 million visitors in 2019, before the pandemic disrupted global travel. 6 years later, the country has yet to recover its former momentum. Competition from Vietnam. Vietnam has now surpassed Thailand as the top regional destination for Chinese tourists, a significant shift in a market long dominated by Thailand. Travel analysts cite Vietnam's aggressive marketing, new visa policies, and a perception of better value for money. Rising costs. Thailand's reputation as an affordable holiday destination is also eroding. International travelers frequently complain, especially on Chinese social media, about higher hotel rates, increased food prices, and expensive taxi fares in the post-pandemic economy. Poverty persists amid record household debt. Thailand continues to face entrenched poverty despite years of development programs. A 2023 study by the Program Management Unit for Area-Based Development, PMUA, found that 2.39 million people, about 3.41% of the population, still live below the national poverty line. Regional disparities. The problem is concentrated in rural areas. Northeast, ISIN 31.71% of the nation's poor. South, 30.65%. Central region, 19.07%. North, 16.98%. Bangkok, only 1.6%, reflecting the capital's higher incomes and stronger infrastructure. Findings from national data. Research teams, nearly 4,200 field investigators working with the National Statistical Office and the National Economic and Social Development Council, highlight several common issues. No household savings, leaving families vulnerable to shocks. Insufficient earnings to cover basic needs. Heavy debt burdens, often at high interest rates. Limited access to social welfare programs in arable land. Many of these households also reside in areas prone to natural disasters, compounding their vulnerability. Government and local initiatives. Since 2020, PMUA has implemented 299 pilot poverty reduction projects across the country, supported by specially trained regional coordinators. Efforts include 34 provincial anti-poverty funds and research centers in Pattani, Phat Halong, and Yala. Academics and partner organizations have proposed a 10-point national action plan, which calls for making poverty eradication a formal national priority, building a unified database to identify and track poor households, strengthening provincial-level cooperation and giving universities a key role in data management, expanding vocational training programs that reflect local economic needs, empowering local governments to tailor social policies and launch proactive community programs. Alarming household debt. Economic stress is amplified by unprecedented household debt. Former National Credit Bureau President Shurapal Opasation reported that household debt reached 16.35 trillion baht in the first quarter of 2025, equal to 87.4% of GDP, well above the 80% critical threshold. Although the debt-to-GDP ratio has inched down slightly, income growth remains too weak to reduce the burden. Non-performing loans, NPLs, already total 1.235 trillion baht, spread across 9.6 million accounts held by 5.3 million borrowers. About 3.4 million of these borrowers owe less than 100,000 baht each, yet many face lawsuits for missed payments. Shurapal warned that without stronger government action, NPLs could climb to 1.3 trillion baht by year-end, with young adults, Generation Y, emerging as the most vulnerable group, as their debt grows faster than the national average. Afternoon alcohol sales ban partially lifted. In a significant policy shift for Thailand's hospitality sector, the government has decided to partially lift the decades-old ban on selling alcohol between 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. This ban had been in place since a 1972 Revolutionary Council directive, later integrated into the 2006 Alcoholic Beverage Control Act. New law and objectives. The change was published in the Royal Gazette on September 9, 2025 and will take effect in early November. The government states the reform is designed to modernize outdated regulations, stimulate tourism, and enhance dining experiences, while keeping existing protections for minors. Hospitality industry reaction. Licensed hotels, bars, and restaurants will be allowed to serve alcoholic drinks throughout the day. Restaurateurs and hoteliers welcome the move, expecting a 20% boost in revenue, according to estimates from the Tourism Authority of Thailand. One Bangkok restaurant owner called the decision crucial for our post-pandemic recovery, allowing us to meet lunchtime demand without interruption. Public health concerns. Not everyone is celebrating. Public health experts warn that extended sales hours could increase alcohol-related incidents. Dr. Ananya Kam, a leading health researcher, emphasized that public health must remain a top priority, even as we respect the right to responsible drinking. Restrictions still apply. Despite social media rumors of a complete repeal, the Department of Disease Control clarified on September 12 that the 3-hour afternoon sales ban still applies to most retailers. Exemptions include international airports, licensed hotels, and properly registered bars and restaurants. The repeal of the 1972 directive was largely procedural, since its core provisions remain embedded in the current Alcoholic Beverage Control Act. Penalties. Member of Parliament Thayapafop Limjatrakern, a prominent advocate for breaking Thailand's alcohol industry monopoly, warned that violators continue to face up to 1 year in prison and/or a 100,000 baht fine, around 2,650 euros or about $2,800. Summary. Across these three major developments, Thailand in 2025 faces a complex mix of economic challenges and regulatory changes. Tourism is struggling to regain pre-pandemic highs, losing ground to regional competitors. Poverty and household debt remain pressing social issues despite targeted government programs. Alcohol regulations are loosening in response to economic pressures, but health officials continue to urge caution.